Friends, colleagues and listeners, here we are. I've got a great podcast lined up for you today, and it's with a colleague, and I have trouble pronouncing the surname, so I do have to apologise in advance. It's Linda Arvanitopulu. How was that? Was that good?
I think that was the best way I've ever heard.
Okay, right, off to a great start. Right, Linda, thanks very much for joining us. I'll just finish off the introduction. So you're an independent air cargo strategy, marketing and business development specialist. We've met many times. Great company, great sense of humour, and it's a privilege always to meet you when we're on conferences or at meetings. So what I'd like to start with first, Linda, is, and this is following the theme that I put out on LinkedIn about tell us your story. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to make sure that people see what a great industry it is we're working in, what types of characters are actually working in our industry, and why other people should look to come into it. So starting with that, just tell us a little bit about how you got into the industry and, you know, what steps have you taken?
Okay, so first of all, thank you so much for the invitation. It's so great to see you. And I know I have promised to you to take part in this podcast some time ago, about a year and a half ago, back in, I think it was Abu Dhabi, in a conference. So finally, I'm a lady of my word. So here I am, and it's a pleasure to be here. Okay.
Good on you.
Thanks.
Good on you.
So,
Right.
to your question, how did I get to the air cargo industry? Well, I'm still asking myself the same question, to be honest.
Yep. Many of us still doing the same thing.
I know, but I do like logistics. I love flying. I love the hustle and bustle of airports. I love the smell of ports, and I try to visit one whenever there is a chance, to observe the dynamics of the operations. Well, when I was younger, I wanted to be an air hostess for one particular airline, but unfortunately that didn't work out. But my passion for logistics eventually led me to DHL, where I spent 5 years heading marketing and communications for Eastern Europe, Middle East, and Africa, covering 17 countries across 3 continents. Then I went on an extended maternity leave, and after that, I said, now it's time to actually get into aviation. And I had my eyes set on private jets.
Okay.
And one day, I coincidentally bumped into a friend of mine, an ex-colleague from DHL, David Adamek. And David, when he left DHL, he became the CEO of Skyport, a ground handling agent in Prague. And I asked him if he knew any private jet companies he can introduce me to, and he didn't. But he said that Skyport is looking to do more marketing, something they haven't really focused on before, and if I would like to help him out with that. So from private jets to GHA, I
Nice
guess
one.
you can say I aimed for the skies and ended up on the ground, but hey ho, I'm loving it.
Yep. No, that's a good analogy, good way of putting it. Now, once you got into the business, you know, what's kept you in it? Because obviously with those skills and the skill base that you've got, you know, you could almost apply that to any industry out there. What kept you? What kept you? What was it that, you know, wanted you to keep within the business and keep involved in aviation?
I think it was the vibe, and it was the energy, and of the warm-hearted people that I really met along the way. And I think that really, and I'm truly meaning that really made a difference. And I think I've also seen a lot of untapped potential in the air cargo business. And I believe that I can, in a way, somehow contribute to making a difference. So logistics in general need more women, and in air cargo, that goes double. So I'm happy to contribute to the statistics.
No, good on you, trailblazer. And also, I agree with you. My only stance on that, and Salam's heard me say this a lot, is you know, I think any person that's got the engagement, the enthusiasm, and the motivation, irrespective of sex, you know, location, where they're from, etc., they should all be given an equal chance. And I've got to say, in my career, some of the ladies I've worked with have been among the best I've ever worked with. So it's you know, it's great to see diversity coming in and people realising that normally the best cake is the one that's got the best mix. And,
absolutely, I would say that.
That's exactly right.
So happy to
So
be
now that the industry has got you, okay, what milestones have stood out for you within this industry and your career to date? some real special things that you think, my goodness me, I really loved that. I really got enjoyment out of that. That really was, rewarding.
And I think one thing that I'm particularly proud of myself is putting in place an environmental program while I was at Skyport. Because just I think about 1 month after I joined, the Russian-Ukrainian war broke out.
Oh, yeah.
And a few months later, the energy crisis hit. Uh, and just to paint a picture to you, me, myself, in our house, were paying electricity bills, 4,000 euros a month.
What?
I'm not joking. 4,000 euros for electricity only in a family house. So imagine what the prices were like for a size of a handling agent or an airport or any production company. So I was, and people were unable to pay their utility bills. People were unable, companies were going bankrupt. And I think Czechia had one of the highest energy prices in Europe, if not the highest at that time. And I was literally going and breathing energies, everywhere. And I thought I have to do something. So I've introduced a scheme, a Skyport, which
Yeah.
we called Green Skyport. We put together a team of colleagues, and we really got into it. And we were going through the whole building, through every single light bulb, every single gas tap, every single water tap, in every room, in each corner, across all the workstations in the operations. We include everybody in there, suppliers, customers that were residing in the building, all the employees. We've put together also a communication plan for 10 weeks, because it was a 10-step kind of a project.
Yeah.
And we are trying to educate our colleagues or help them show how they can actually reduce the energies at their homes as well. And the results were absolutely outstanding, because in the first year, we managed to save 40%, 40, consumption of electricity and gas year on year. So I think that for me, that was marvelous.
My God, yeah. No, well done you. That's
Thank you.
that's such a high level though, huh?
It was
4,000
crazy,
euros. Good God.
crazy. Luckily,
I'm
hopefully it is behind us.
Yeah, no, thank God, thank God. And people don't realise how, some of these geopolitical issues and, what effect they have on people and everywhere else, which is why, please God, you've got the NATO meetings, etc., going on at the moment. It's so important to, keep people safe everywhere.
No, absolutely. And I say it was crazy times. They have calmed down, and hoping they're not coming back, because it was not easy times for us here.
Oh,
So
no, I can imagine.
loving the summer instead. So when we've got a nice weather, it's better than when you had to put the heating back on.
Yeah, no. Well,
It's
brilliant.
costly.
And what a lovely backdrop, I've got to say. My God, that's
Thank you
probably
very
one of the
much.
nicest backdrops we've ever had on the show, Salem, isn't it?
Thank you. I thought I'll invite you to my beautiful garden, which I'm very proud of myself, because I take care of it myself. And we've got a beautiful weather in Prague today, 32 degrees. So
Oh, fantastic.
I thought
Brilliant.
you can have a bit of that as well.
No, lovely, lovely. Now, obviously, we've spoken about milestones and, things that you're very proud of and you've experienced. What challenges have you faced as well along the way?
Um, I do come from logistics. I've got a logistics background, so air cargo wasn't so much different or so new to me when I joined. But probably recognizing the different aircraft types and learning about the load capacity,
Yeah.
I still struggle with that. But don't tell anyone, okay?
No, don't worry. Your secret is safe with us.
Perfect.
Okay, so that's that. Now, as far as people that you come across in the industry, and everybody has got somebody who either turned the tap on or lit the spark or gave a little bit of a view from a mind window, and that's what also helped to keep you in the industry. Have you got any examples of people that did certain things to help you, to give you a step up, or to make you feel special, or that you were in the right side of the business?
And I have to say, I was very fortunate that over the 2 years that I was in air cargo, I got to meet so many interesting and knowledgeable people, and very welcoming and really supportive. And many of them have enriched me in one way or another. I'm not going to probably name everybody by name because I don't want to forget somebody and offend them by that, but they know exactly who they are. One person that I would like to mention here, though, is my colleague, my friend from DHL, David Adamek, who unfortunately passed away last year at the
Yeah.
age of 47. And he was such a people's person, and he was so much fun to work with. And I owe him a lot for bringing me to the air cargo industry. So if I had to name one person, but the people that really inspired me are the people from operations. I have to say, they are the people from the shop floor. I've met so many people that have been with the company or working within air cargo for 20, 30, 40 plus years on the shop floor, and they still perform the same job, and they have not changed it for anything. And I think, to me, that is that's what you call loving the job you're doing, having the passion and the loyalty. And these people, I think they should be put on a pedestal.
Oh, well done you. And it is so important and really well done you, because far too often with, you've got venture capital, you've got private equity, you've got management changes, you've got all the disruptions that go on. But the people that keep everything going are the ones with their feet on the ground, who do it day in, day out, whether good, whether bad,
Absolutely.
pressures,
Not,
delays. They
absolutely.
really are brilliant.
Yeah, not the highest paid, and as I said, they do not change the job after so many years. They
Yeah,
just do it, and it's like really, as I said, they should be rewarded for that, and they are the ones keeping the company together and driving it. And then we should really be looking after these employees, these thing, because happy employees equals happy customers. Simple as that.
exactly. Exactly. No, it's so important, and I'm always drumming on about, if you work for a company that you think, feel, or experience that they care, then you care back as well, and you enjoy what you're doing. And if you enjoy what you're doing, you don't always see it as a terrible chore or something that you have to do. And that's
No.
something that I think we mustn't forget, because with the changing dynamics of the workplace, as we are experiencing at the moment, and less time to train people, less time to give them the competencies that they need. It's so important that we support people and show that we care, and try and keep them with our own company, but definitely within the industry. So you've made a lot of friends, I would imagine, today by
I
that
did.
statement alone.
I hope so.
Yeah, no,
That's
definitely.
that's the way I really feel it. I'm a very loyal person myself. So if I meet other loyal people, it's like a match made, and it really means a lot to me. It's
No, good on you. Good on you. Now, I've got another question for you. And obviously, we bumped into each other on conferences,
Mhm.
and some people say there's too many conferences. Some people say there's, there's not enough outcomes from conferences, etc. But just your take on conferences and why you find them so interesting and of value.
Okay. Well, conferences, they've always served as a vital hub for discussion, groundbreaking topics, and mapping the way forward. And I think they're also a nice getaway from the office.
Yeah,
Admit that. But as you said, there are, I wouldn't like to say too many, but there are many of them nowadays, and they are proving very costly as well. So if a company pays for an employee to attend a conference, they would like to get their return on investment back, which is totally understandable. And for me, the official part with all the discussions and the panels and I think it's very nice, but it's very often so repetitive. It's nothing that we haven't heard before, and not much new coming out of that. But
yeah,
I think what is really crucial about the conferences is the networking part. Because if you ask many of the delegates, they'll tell you straight on, we come here for the networking. And
yeah.
that's where the contacts gets established. That's where the leads are, the deals are done, or at least the ground is being laid for that. And we need to enable that to the people, to have the chance to meet other people, the informal interactions, to be able to actually meet the people and establish those contacts, and then hopefully get a deal done afterwards when they return back home. So the importance of the informal networking should be as great as the official part. Okay.
Yeah, no,
And
no,
and I have to say that over the past 2 years, I've attended about 10 or 12 events, and the Air Cargo Handling and Logistics Conference that took place in Athens, in the Glyfada beach, that was definitely the best networking, the networking part of it. The party at Glyfada, you hit the spot. So I'm looking forward to see what Istanbul in October is going to bring. I hope
yeah.
it's as good as
No,
that.
no, you've hit the nail on the head there. I mean, especially about the balance between the content and the involvement of the aviation community and leaders and specialists, and also the networking. So I think what you're going to find this year at the Air Cargo Handling Logistics event is that, you know, the balance is more structured now, and also we've got 5 or 6 different verticals, all part of the integrated conference, so that, you know, you're actually attending one conference, but you're covering lots of different conference topics, you know, from ASA to GSE to trucking to pharma, perishable to ULD care. So it covers an awful lot. So there's something there for everybody, but there's something there that's integral in the whole chain that people can communicate and as you say, network. One of the other things that you just touched on there is about the repetition of content and the repetition of comment, etc. Right. Obviously, as a marketing specialist and a business development specialist, I think we really do now need to spend a lot more time either capitalizing on what has been repeated but hasn't really been effectively acted upon, or we have to be a lot more innovative with what we try and bring up in discussion. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely, absolutely. As I said, over the last 2 years, I've attended 10, 12 events, and the subjects just keep repeating about the same stuff. And I know it takes time to make changes, you know, but I think we need to speed up on that. And if you get the right people on board, then that could be done. And obviously you want the conferences to generate revenue for you as well. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. So a nice balance of having the right content, the right revenue it generates, and overall. And I think that's just hitting the spot.
Wow, brilliant. Well done. Now, just to wrap up and to close up. So, right, it's great. It's great how you came in. The fact that you've stayed, the fact that you still love it, and it comes across. It comes across in volumes from you know the tone of your voice, the enthusiasm, the genuine sincerity that you're able to impart. But just to ask you now, one little thing: if you were able to give a little campaign or a little advert or a little endorsement as to why the younger generation or anybody out there now who's, you know, working hard with their studies or is in a job that they're not too happy with, or would like to get into an experience-related entrance into the industry, what would you say to them is the defining message as to why they should come and join us?
I'll start with a message and then I'll explain. I'll take it the other way around. I will say logistics is sexy. Air cargo is sexy, is bold, is crucial, and it saves lives. Okay. And we need to do a better job in promoting that. Okay. What I mean about all this stuff before you understand what it does about air cargo is not only nice to have, it is crucial. Okay. Nowadays you can carry literally anything on board with a speed that no other industry can match, be it animals, be it e-commerce, perishables, spare part logistics, whatever. But the speed is the key element here. Like I was recently working on a project for a freight forwarding company that specializes in time critical deliveries in pharmaceutical sector, and they were working with hospitals and labs all over the world. And if you have a patient, his life is dependent on that one cure or that one organ, and he needs it transported from the other side of the world to him now, there is no time to waste.
Yeah.
And I think we in air cargo, we race against time every single day. And I think it's things like this, stories like that, making it known to the wider public, not only to the youngsters, but I think the overall, you know, wider public, I think air cargo or the associations are doing quite a good job promoting on a B2B level, but on a B2C, meaning business to public. Are we doing enough? Are we really telling stories like this? And unfortunately nowadays, things like cancers, whatever, is touching everybody around us. You hardly know a family that has not been impacted by such a thing. So really promoting what is special and what we do for the society and for the world. And that is the message. So absolutely, air cargo is sexy, and bring the Gen Zs in.
Yeah, no, well done you. Well done you. That was a very, very well structured campaign. It made me sit up and listen. And probably the only thing that you could do that would have made me pay more attention was if Barry White was playing in the background. So well done you.
I can still put it on a Spotify, but if not, Istanbul, Barry White, that's us.
That's it. That's it. All right. Listen, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. And good luck with everything that you're doing. And look forward to seeing you in Istanbul in October.
I can't wait. And thank you so much for the opportunity. It was lovely seeing you again. And as I said, end of October, Istanbul. I'll see you there.